Now, here's a twofer. All right, yeah, if I were better at tech news, I'd be able to have like a whole production, but I don't because I get carried away talking about one thing, and that one video is usually long enough to. In fact, it's usually too long for the average person's now attention span. But anyway, here talk about Google's eSIM transfer tool is finally here with the Pixel 8. You can also convert your physical SIM into an eSIM with the tool. That's pretty cool. It's nice that it appears to work. If you scroll down through the article, I think there are a couple of screenshots in there somewhere. There it is. Yeah. So it looks like it works. I know that I have started, and maybe I'll put some screenshots up of my own phone. But it looks like Google has recognized that this thing it's something that needs to happen. Obviously, with Apple removing the physical SIM card in the iPhone in the United States, we're going to need a way to easily transfer SIM cards between devices. And even within ecosystems, you need to be able to go from a Pixel to a Galaxy to a OnePlus to Sony to Asus to whatever. And of course, any of those devices over to an iPhone and from an iPhone back to any of those devices. That needs to be something that the carrier, I don't want to just say the government, but it needs to be mandated because right now it looks like the iPhone allows you to transfer stuff from iPhone to iPhone easily. It looks like the Pixel will take things from other Android devices or even from the iPhone based on the, if I'm remembering correctly, there was a little QR code that was generated. I didn't do as much research on it as I should have. But yeah, in order for it to actually be meaningful, it needs to almost be a universal thing. And we all know how Apple is. Like they're going to drag their feet until the government tells them, you have to do this. You can't make it next to impossible for a customer to switch from your device, even though they want to. And yes, you could call your carrier and have them do it, but you shouldn't have to do that. And I know I complained about that when they first took the SIM card away. I was like, that's stupid. And some articles talk about the fact that carriers might charge you if you want to transfer your eSIM. Like it shouldn't be, they shouldn't have to get involved. You should be able to take your SIM card, which a lot of us still can, put it in another phone. If it's an eSIM, you should be able to easily just say, oh, I got this other phone over here. Let me just transfer my eSIM, no problem, regardless of if it's Apple or an Android device, and go on about my day. So we'll see exactly how this continues to progress. Because again, it has to be a universal thing in order for it to actually be meaningful at all. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is this: Google Pixel phones finally install system updates much faster. And again, if I remember to include this, wait, is this from the same author? Author? Yes, it is. So yeah, if I actually remember to include this, the link then will be down in the description. But I made a whole video about this already. The problem with the Pixel update, and it's a feature apparently, is they don't want the user to go without being able to use their phone for an extended period of time. So the video that I made, and hopefully I'll link it up here somewhere, it showed the amount of time to show a system update for a Galaxy S23 compared to my Pixel 7 at the time. And night and day difference. I think in total it was, let's say, like 6 minutes for the Galaxy. And I want to say upwards of 30 minutes for the Pixel. And I just stopped recording because I was like, why am I, like, clearly this is not good. And the problem is Google doesn't want you to go without your phone for even a few minutes. And I don't understand what's wrong with not using your phone for a couple of minutes. Like the download process was fast on the Samsung. Boom, download. I think it was over a gigabyte of size. I might be exaggerating, but in times when it was a gigabyte, it definitely went through relatively quickly. This one might have been a smaller update in that particular video, but that happens. And then yeah, you have to reboot the phone, and it's okay. Go do something else while the phone is installing the update. But Google is like, no, no, we want, yes, you're going to have to reboot the phone still, but it's able to download and install the update while the user is still using the phone. And then, therefore, that reboot process is a lot slower, but the overall process is a lot longer. And I understand the appeal, and it is something that other OEMs could implement in their versions of Android, but I'm quite confident they don't because they're just like, why? Like, boo hoo. The user's going to have to go without the phone for a couple of minutes. Deal with it. And I can see it from both perspectives because what I was going to say was, yeah, they'll just be doing it while they're sleeping, which obviously that can still be the case for the Pixel as well. But it almost just seems like I guess something that was over engineered. It was like, okay, how can we do this? Because I think there's like a separate partition that's created and just a bunch of stuff happens in the background, but because so much is going on, it inherently makes the entire process a lot slower. So I guess congratulations, Google, on making a slow process a little less slow. And I did just install on my Pixel 8 the December update. And yeah, I think it might have gone faster. Yeah, I think it might have gone faster. Unfortunately, I don't have my Galaxy S23 with me anymore, so I can't do that one-to-one comparison. But yeah, I'm still quite confident that the Galaxy's um, overall time required to install the update was faster. So in closing, Google's eSIM transfer tool seems to be working. Is it an Android universal thing? Time will tell. And then also, yes, Google, the Pixel now allows for faster system updates. Yes, it's faster, but is it fast enough? Yeah, it could still be faster if Google just said, hey, you can not do all this stuff in the background. We'll shut down your phone. Let that be the primary process. And the overall experience, the overall process will be substantially faster.